Hey guys, Sierra from Holistically Attuned, and I am going to show you guys how to make some money rice. Now, the first concept that I really want you guys to understand is that in working your magic and working with hoodoo, there's no set recipe, right? Everything that you're going to be doing really not just calls from within, but the practice is very individualized in the sense that you have to go off of what you have, right? That was what hoodoo was. It was an improvisation in a sense. Our ancestors in Africa would use certain herbs that weren't available here in the United States, and so we had to substitute. We had to improvise and make do with what is what. Now, there are a few baseline things that remain the same, but other than that, your money rice, your green rice, your magic rice should really represent you and your workings, right? And so when it comes to me, I do use certain things for certain reasons, especially because it holds a historical value. So for me, the type of rice that I use when I'm making it is the Carolina plantation rice. Now, and I wish, because look, there it is. And the reason why is because, well, I go in depth in that in my hoodoo course, but I want to say that when the people were taken from Sierra Leone, which is on the coast of Africa, they already had certain skills, and one of them was cultivating rice. I want to, so that was a skill that they had. That skill was noted and taken advantage of, and that's why South Carolina became the king of kings amongst rice production. They capitalized on the backs of slavery like everybody else, right? And this rice was really regarded as the best rice in the world. From Europe to many different countries, this rice was sought after. And so for me, when I'm using this rice, it is just a symbol of the connection to the ancestors. Whether you know completely all of your history or not, this rice was really produced with their blood, sweat, and tears. And so if I'm calling upon my ancestors, if I'm calling upon them for assistance, especially in something like abundance, wealth, I'm going to use something that's very close to them, right? And so the history of this is why I've chosen to use this rice. So I'm going to make a small batch today. Maybe I'll make the whole thing. And then I know you guys didn't think that the rice turned green just on its own, right? So before I do anything else, I'm going to color it green. And then I'm going to explain to you some of these ingredients that I use. Now, being very mindful to the fact that, like I said, your practice has to be personalized to you, but the rice got to be green. So these are some basics, right? Rice, green. I'm just going to mix this together. And as far as some of the herbs that we're going to be using, I'm not going to give you guys a whole list of the herbs that I use, but I am going to give you a list of some herbs that you can use. When doing yours, you'll see me add a few of these into this mix, and then I will add the rest of what I add off camera, right? But I'm going to show you some of the basic things. And at the end of the day, I may have channeled this recipe from my ancestors, from a knowing, from a connection that I have with the herbs. I can't stress to you guys enough how important it is to really connect with the herbs, to really connect with the spirit of the herbs. And you guys can kind of see how it's green thus far, right? I'm going to keep mixing because there's still some dye that's not mixed in. And I like mine to be really green, so I'm going to add some more dye to this because I'm fucking extra. Now, be very mindful that you can really stop after this. Once it's green, you can say your prayer over it and set your intention and be done. That's it. But my passion is herbs, so of course I'm going to add herbs to this. It's going to strengthen the power of what I'm doing. So this really is pretty. I really wish I could show you guys more close. See that? All right. So now we have our green rice. So let's talk about what else I put in this. And to be honest with you guys, I really feel like I want my rice to be green, more green. But this right here is a pretty color because this is like a money green. So stop when you feel like you should, okay? But every kernel should have some green on it. Every rice piece shouldn't just be a little bit. Okay, so now that I've done that, let's talk about some of the things that you can put in here. Cinnamon. Have you guys already done your research on herbs? Hopefully you have if you're watching this. Hopefully you have if you followed me through anything, because I always preach that you need to know your herbs. So cinnamon will bring prosperity. Cinnamon brings abundance. Cinnamon brings things to you at a quick pace. You can also put in some nutmeg. Nutmeg is, it can be used. They used to put whole nutmegs in some mojo bags, things like that, or you carry it around in your pocket to bring you prosperity, abundance, things like that. Anise seeds, again, luck and prosperity. I like to put black-eyed peas in mine. Black-eyed peas is a staple in the Black community as far as money goes, as far as abundance, luck, wealth goes. It's cooked on New Year's Eve, and a lot of times I feel like this is one of those examples where your family is hoodooing and not knowing that they're hoodooing, because they do it because they know that they saw their moms and grandmothers doing it. It's like hanging some cabbage over the front door. And then I'm going to put pyrite pieces in here. I'm going to put some money in here, and then some herbs off camera that you guys don't need to see. So you can cut up your own fresh dollar bills, to be honest with you. When the money goes out of production, they pull it off, they cut it up, and they sell it shredded. So I just get some of that. In my money oil, I actually put my money in there. So, right, and so I just mix it in. Now, there are certain things that I use a lot, so when I have it and it's just together, I will say my prayers, speak my intention over it, and activate it prior to you. So when you guys see me just put stuff in here, know that I've already given it its job. I've already blessed it, prayed over it, and it knows what its function is when I'm using it, okay? Now, for those of you who don't do that, or you're just now hearing about it, I feel like you should know that herbs in a sense, can be used for 101 different things. And so you should give it an intent. This is how you activate it. You do things like this. You speak it into life. You blow your breath of life into it to activate it and give it its job function, okay? Don't just assume that because cinnamon works with money, that's what it's going to do when it's in here. These herbs have 101 different uses, and you have to activate it. So you activate it by holding it in your hand. You can pray over it, say a small prayer, or use the Psalms, blow over it, and then put it in. Right? I'm gonna add a little bit more. Of course, in my course, I go a little more in depth on how to do this, but for now, that was a quick preview on how you would do that. I'm gonna put cinnamon. This is just begging to spill out. I want to be careful. Really good. And my black eyed peas. Let's see, what else? What else? Let me show you guys what else. I put a little bit of gold magnetic sand in there. And like I said, I'm going to put some pyrite chips. Pyrite is the crystal. It's called fool's gold, right? That's the nickname for it. But it is commonly used to bring in prosperity, wealth, and money. So I'm going to sprinkle some of those in there. The rest of my herbs I'm going to put on off camera, but I kind of want to show you guys what this looks like. Hold on. So, right? Totally pretty. And again, so like I said, I'm going to put my other ingredients on off camera, and then I'll come back and show you guys the final product. But this is what it looks like with what I've added thus far. Okay guys, so as you can see, there's some extra stuff in there. Some of it you may be able to identify by sight, you know, but I also like to add some of my money oil in there. Now, I've already conjured over this when I made it, and so this is just, again, adding an extra charge to it, right? And now I'm going to switch the camera view so you guys can see the most important step. So hold on just 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys one of the most important steps. You really need to put your hands in here, okay? This is like a transfer of energy from your ashe into this, and it really allows you to bond and connect with what you've created. And I really do get in there, and I'm just like, I will pray over it in this sense. I will rub it in between my hands like this. Just really connect with it. Take your time. Feel the energy flow from your hands into this, from your aura into here. Close your eyes, envision it, see it happening. Now, one thing that I will do, you guys saw me cut up that, or use the paper money that was already cut up. Sometimes I'll take a $1 bill and I write my money sigil on it, and then I cut that up and add it as well. Really take your time, work through it. Touch every grain of rice. And then once I'm done doing this, I will layer it with crystals. I'll put it on top of my Reiki charged plate, layer it with crystals, Reiki charge it, light an incense and a candle, and do some work to charge this. So it's not just done just because I've crafted this, right? If that was the case, yeah, everybody does it, but everybody isn't as powerful. So this is it, guys. And I'm going to bring you guys closer so you can really see how beautiful this is when I do this. All right, guys. Look at that. And you can see the little gold specks from the pyrite and the gold dust. And really take your time and work through this. Look at this. Do you see that? All right, so now that I've showed you guys the basics of how to put this together, this would be great for any kind of money workings that you're doing, any type of prosperity works that you're doing. You can literally put some on a plate and then smooth it out like that and stick your candle on top. Let's see, I had a plate and this was my candle, and I can stick it on top like that and do my workings as is, and you let this be a plate. And it doesn't have to be a 7-day candle. It can be a pillar candle that you put on top of there too. And of course I'll show you guys some different ways of using this, but that's it. I'm going to go ahead and finish activating this. Thank you guys for watching. If you've tuned in, please leave me questions, comments, concerns, whatever, down below, and I will be sure to respond. Have a great day.